Everyone's favorite trickster god is back from the grave, again. Tom Hiddleston's Loki has returned to take the Marvel Cinematic Universe by storm in a new trailer for his upcoming series on Disney+. Let's break down the small details you may have missed in the latest Loki trailer. From the looks of the trailer, it's clear that whether he likes it or not, Loki is going to be working closely with an organization called the Time Variance Authority, aka the TVA. In the trailer, Owen Wilson's character Mobius explains to the notorious trickster that the moment he picked up the Tesseract in Avengers Endgame, he disrupted the natural flow of time. That's where the TVA comes in. But what is the TVA? The members of the Time Variance Authority are essentially time cops who are in charge of ensuring all the various timelines in the Marvel Universe stay on track. As Loki points out, they are an extremely bureaucratic body who seem to exist with the sole goal of keeping the expansive Marvel multiverse from getting too convoluted. At the 11-second mark of the new Loki trailer, one can spot tall stone statues inside the Time Variance Authority building. Just a few seconds later, there are 3 large wooden faces carved into the walls. These 3 beings are actually pretty major when it comes to Marvel Comics, as they represent the Timekeepers, first appearing in Thor issue 243 under the name of the Time Twisters. The Timekeepers were 3 entities created by He Who Remains, the last director of the Time Variance Authority. The purpose of the Timekeepers is to teach those in the current cycle how to avoid mistakes of the past, and to ensure retired TVA employees maintain a good quality of life. Of course, there were also some realities where they manifested as the sinister Time Twisters, strayed from their designated course, and traveled back in time to destroy the universe instead of protect it. There's plenty to get excited about in the new Loki trailer, especially when it comes to a huge movie star joining the Marvel Cinematic Universe. For the first time, fans get to meet Owen Wilson's Loki character, Mobius M. a manager within the Time Variance Authority who appeared in the original Marvel Comics. From the looks of it, Wilson's Mobius will be an integral part of Loki, teaming up with the Asgardian trickster to help restore reality and fix all the wrongs Loki himself created after he stole the Tesseract. Beyond a role in Wes Anderson's yet-to-be-released project The French Dispatch, Wilson hasn't been spending much time on the big or small screen lately, making Loki a welcome return for the talented performer. The inclusion of a cat in the new Loki trailer might seem innocuous to a casual Marvel fan, but in this world, cats are rarely what they seem at first glance. Captain Marvel fans know that this cat could very well be a Flurkin, a feline-like alien creature capable of some pretty impressive and disgusting digestive feats. It could also be a clever reference to a Cat Thor of Marvel comic lore. At one point, Loki transformed into Cat Thor to make Nancy Whitehead, Squirrel Girl's best friend, smile. In any case, after Captain Marvel's goose turned out to be much more than a simple cat, there's a chance that this cute little kitty holds some big secrets. Or it could just be an adorable animal that fans can fawn over. Either way, we're not mad about it. Loki will clearly have to answer to the Time Variance Authority throughout his series, and the minds behind Loki have assembled a pretty great cast to play these time cops, including British actress Gugu Mbatha-Raw, who seems to be portraying a high-ranking member of the organization. If Mbatha-Raw looks familiar, that's no surprise. She's been a steady force in Hollywood lately, starring in The Morning Show on Apple TV+, lending her voice to Netflix's The Dark Crystal: Age of Resistance, and appearing in the 2020 British comedy Misbehavior. You probably also remember her moving turn in the fan-favorite Black Mirror episode San Junipero. Given her talents and diverse range, Mbatha-Raw is a great choice to add to the Loki cast, and fans will have to wait and see how her character tangles up with the trickster god. Something that makes a return appearance in the second trailer for Loki is the neon blue sign of a store named Roxxcart. The appearance of an in-universe store could usually be chalked up to the production design team trying to flesh out the world of a series. But this is a Marvel property, which means there's likely more to Roxxcart than meets the eye. The store is possibly connected to the Roxxon Corporation, a shady international oil conglomerate that has appeared in multiple live-action Marvel properties, including Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Agent Carter, Daredevil, Cloak and Dagger, and Iron Man 3. Exactly how the big box store branch of Roxxon's industry will play into the narrative of Loki remains to be seen. It's likely that the store will be of some kind of significance though. This is the second time it has appeared prominently in a trailer for the series, and there's even a Roxxcart website that fans can visit. It's something worth keeping an eye on as Loki's June 11th launch date draws nearer. Marvel never officially announced Wunmi Mosaku as part of the Loki cast. But a trio of blink and you miss them appearances in the new trailer not only confirm the Lovecraft Country actress's presence in the show, but also gives fans a good look at her character, who hasn't been named as of this video. The first time Mosaku's character appears in the trailer is 5 seconds in. She's seen stepping through a portal, one hand gripping Loki and the other holding the Tesseract. This seems to be moments after Loki is arrested for wreaking havoc on the timeline, as Loki's still in his traditional costume. She appears again at the 19-second mark, standing next to Loki as he's arraigned on time crime charges. Finally, she appears at 1:48, blocking a doorway, drawing a sword, and preparing for battle. The 3 moments in this trailer indicate that Mosaku's character is some sort of Time Variance Authority security officer responsible for monitoring and transporting Loki. It's exciting to see Mosaku in a Marvel property. The British actress's star has been ascending since she appeared in the Black Mirror episode Playtest in 2016. Her other notable projects include the excellent Netflix horror movie His House and HBO's horror series Lovecraft Country. After rumors circulated that Sasha Lane, best known for her starring role in American Honey, would be joining Loki, fans were scrambling for any details about who she would be playing. Thanks to the new trailer, they now have their official first look at Lane's Loki character. At around the 1:45 mark in the new Loki trailer, Lane's character appears on screen, decked out in what looks like Time Variance Authority armor and holding a jousting lance. But just because she's wearing the armor doesn't mean she's a part of the organization, as the next shot shows Lane's character pummeling a different TVA officer. So far, there are no other details about who her character is, so it's unclear why she's fighting the TVA. But given Loki's powers in manipulation, it might not be of her own volition. As for the lance, this potentially hints at the scene taking place in the medieval time period, which would make sense given that Loki will jump around important moments in real-life human history and standout events within the MCU. Will her character be a friend or foe to Hiddleston's Loki? Fans will just have to wait and see. Loki is a trickster, willing to deceive whoever he needs to in order to get his way. In other words, he'd make the perfect politician. Comic book writer Christopher Hastings apparently thought the same thing when he came out with a 4-episode miniseries in 2016, titled Vote Loki. The premise is simple. Loki decides to run in the 2016 US president election, promising that he's always going to lie to the people as opposed to lying while pretending he's telling the truth. To everyone's surprise, it turns out to be a fairly effective campaign strategy, as Loki ends up garnering a ton of support. From both of the Disney Plus Loki trailers we've seen so far, it looks like this storyline is getting adapted, at least somewhat. This new trailer doesn't provide a ton of fresh insight into how Vote Loki will be adapted into the Disney Plus series, which seems to suggest that this part of the show will probably only last for a single installment of the 6-episode season. One specific scene in the new Loki trailer illustrates just how far back in time the series will take fans. In one moment, Loki and what looks like Wilson's Mobius are seen in the town of Pompeii, Italy, right as the Mount Vesuvius eruption comes roaring through town, destroying everything in its path. The Mount Vesuvius eruption happened in 79 AD, and buried everyone and everything underneath millions of tons of volcanic ash. It wasn't until 1748 that people discovered the well-preserved remains of the city and its inhabitants. In the Loki trailer, it looks like the God of Mischief has the advantage, possibly bartering with Mobius as the volcanic ash hurtles towards them. Upon seeing the clip, many fans have posed a very valid question. Does this mean Loki caused Pompeii's destruction? It wouldn't be the worst thing that he's done in his long life.
He transformed himself into a snake, and he knows that I love snakes. So I went to pick up the snake to admire it, and he transformed back into himself, and he was like, "Yeah, it's me!" And he stabbed me.
Near the end of the new trailer, Loki is seen winking at a flight attendant while sporting a black suit and tie, white shirt, black sunglasses, and short, nearly cropped hair. It's unclear exactly what's happening here, but it's hard not to see a resemblance between Loki's new look and the mysterious D.B. Cooper. On November 24, 1971, a man going by Dan Cooper hijacked a Boeing 727. He ultimately parachuted out of the plane with $200,000 of ransom money in hand, the equivalent of about $1.3 million in 2021 cash. His body has never been recovered, and no one knows what happened to him, why he did what he did, or who he really was. We've previously seen Loki dressed as D.B. Cooper in the trailer that premiered in December 2020. Since Loki is working with the TVA and will be traveling through time throughout the series, it makes perfect sense that he'd be masquerading as one of history's most notorious and mysterious criminals. Just as the Loki trailer comes to a close, audiences can see Loki sitting with a mysterious woman who's facing away from the camera. Naturally, speculation is running rampant about who this woman could be. However, one theory seems to be rising above the fray. This woman might be Lady Loki. Lady Loki is an integral part of the original Marvel comics. In one instance where Loki dies, which he does multiple times in the comics, he's reincarnated into Lady Sif's body. Not only is Lady Loki one of Loki's important disguises, but she also adds a new layer to the character, who's clearly comfortable existing as both genders. We still don't know who this woman in the new trailer actually is, but if she is Lady Loki, fans are definitely in for a treat. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Luba videos about the Marvel Cinematic Universe are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.